Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP0. We are rejoining the crew of this Mark III Shuriken in low Earth orbit, and they're going to try to deploy a ComSat now that we're going to adjust into a geosynchronous orbit. So I guess first thing we should do is crack open the service bay here and start to get things booted. We'll just make sure that we didn't drain any of this fuel. I didn't think I had crossfeed on, but you never know these days. Excellent. That all seems to check out, so we'll just go ahead and make sure we get one of its comms active. We are under local control, citing, once again, the need for a independent ComSat, wouldn't you say? But RCS is on. I don't know if it's going to remain on. All things considered, but this does have its own battery. Let's check our position just to make sure. Oh yeah, we're in Nothingsville, so let's get ourselves a little closer there to Australia. Oh hey, it looks like we do have a comm link through something else. Well, now we're connected through ground station, so this is a much more secure place to go. Anyway, all right, decouple, tukunk. Well. That was certainly not how we wanted it to go. Alright. And am I going... Yeah. That, I guess we're going to have to do this the angly way. Or we're just going to collide into a bunch of things. No big deal. I'm real glad we didn't extend a solar panel or anything. We'll just take some of this interior paint with us. Grind our way slowly out of the cargo bay. Yeah, see that last minute thruster placement thing really just kind of messed me up. We should have good pitch authority based on the placement of those thrusters. But it seems like it's just trying to do its own thing all the time. Alright. Now we're getting ourselves clear. Oy vey. Yeah, you know, if you could just like roll to this direction a bit and pull yourself away from the shuttle so that you don't grind off any more paint, that'd be great. Yeah. Doesn't have a very easy time correcting its heading, though. Figured SAS would do a bit of a better job of this, but I guess not. Oh well. It has just one job to do. As long as we can get it to where it needs to be, it will be able to do that job. You don't really need to orient yourself or do any of these other things very effectively. But now we're clear. Not bad. Let's go ahead and get this thing into full deploy, which means we need to extend our solar panels first and foremost. There we go. And we'll go ahead and boot the rest of our comms. Man, it's going to waste so much thruster fuel doing absolutely nothing. I don't know what you're adjusting for. You're in space. There's no forces acting on you. Alright, short range comms grid alpha, short range comms grid bravo. Fantastic. Alright, and then we'll get our long range comms open. Activate. Point one of these at Earth, and the other one will be targeted for active vessel. Yeah, activate, target, active vessel. Very good. Alright, and now we should go ahead and start to plot out its course. Get this little guy into position. So I guess we would like our current set apogee to exist somewhere in this gap between Florida and Africa, where we tend to lose our signal most of the time. So, accounting for our orbit, we should probably plot somewhere over here. I'm just winging this. I could do some math, but I just didn't. Alright. And what are we looking for? Kilometer-wise, it's, I brought it up over here. Yeah. 35,786 kilometers. So, not quite high enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 6. Just gently use our mouse wheel. 7, 3, 8, 3, 9, 7, 5. Gently, gently. Oh, too much. Of course it is. Alright. Almost good enough. And that's maintaining our inclination with the moon quite nicely. Fantastic. How long until this node and how much is it going to take? 2446. We got 4,000 in the tank, so maybe, provided of course these RCS thrusters cannot screw us over. That'd be just fantastic, wouldn't it? Alright, we'll get ourselves pointed roughly close to the node and then go ahead and try to get this little guy deployed into orbit. Or into an appropriate orbit, I should say. There we go. What do we got? 25 minutes. Not bad. We'll just speed through this real quick. Okay, good. We do still have contact because I forgot to activate the engine. Well, we're going to need that. Alright. And get ourselves a touch onto the node. We don't have an estimation of burn time, but we can displace 4 kilometers per second in 3 minutes 10 seconds. So we're just shooting for a little over half of that. So we'll go just a bit below the 2-minute mark before we kick this burn over. There we go. Alright. We'll ullage in our engine as soon as we are stable. Yep, very stable. Ignition. Fantastic. Alright, it's a good light on our AJ-10. So let's just double check the map and see exactly how off I'm going to be. It'll take us 5 hours to get there. The planet's going to rotate pretty significantly between now and then, but we'll have our burn, so we might do several intermediate burns or passes just to try to get this somewhat close to right. That would be great if we could get it somewhat close to right. Yeah, electric charge even on the nighttime side is really not that bad. Unfortunately, no real good scenery either. Sorry, everyone. And lack of scenery notwithstanding, it also does occur to me that this is actually my very first attempt at making a geosynchronous satellite ever, which is weird. You'd think I would have done this before, but honestly, no. No, I have not. Oh, I passed it by about 7 meters per second. We're going to be at an altitude of, well, 36,000 kilometers. It might be alright. Let's plot the other side of this node and see what we can't suss out. Yeah, 36 and 36. It's a little more than 24 hours, so maybe we'll just let MechJeb suss the rest of it. But as far as our Delta V estimates for the whole thing, we're almost on point. 1.46 kilometers to almost round out this orbit. But I think I'm going to, and we've got 1595 left in the tank, but I think I'm going to bring up MechJeb and Maneuver Planner. Put the go away contract screen. Alright. We need to bring up circularization. Circularize at an altitude, and since we can go ahead and be this specific, why shouldn't we just go ahead and be this specific? Alright, is it already in kilometers? It is 35,786 kilometers. Create node. Bingo. 1516. That is excellent. Let's do it. We've got the Delta V. Should we try to let MechJeb do this? Let's take a quick save and we'll see if MechJeb's up to the task. Quick saving. Man, I hope we're going to be over the right place when we do this. Oh yeah, he's got to give us angled into the node, which of course is going to take forever. And hopefully he won't just completely overcompensate for the whole thing. Oh yeah, totally gonna. We're just gonna burn the thrusters the whole time. No problems here whatsoever. Time warp. And MechJeb has taken over the time warping. Does MechJeb ullage engines? We have infinite ignitions on this AJ-10, so it's not really the foremost of my concern. Oh, if we only had roll control. It says this burn will take 12 seconds. That makes no sense. I mean, none whatsoever. But MechJeb has pulled us out of time warp. So I'm going to try to manually correct for this node and make sure that the engine is good and ullaged. Yeah, it says we'll displace 1,592 meters per second in 47 seconds. We're still about 2 minutes out from our node. Where are we? This would be a good question to ask. Over South America. But if we're launching an inclination with the moon, this is the hemisphere that we would like to cover. And that should give us good coverage for anything coming out of Cape Canaveral. So, MechJeb, are you gonna screw with me a bunch? I know, it's not time to light the engine yet, so I shouldn't be overly concerned. But he is kind of wandering around this node rather aimlessly. Which is not doing anybody any good. Also not going to let me time warp. That's fine. I'll just let him sit here for another minute and a half. You don't have to, but I will. So all the stakes for, I guess, all of you seem relatively low, this just being a very simple geosynchronous satellite. For me, it felt terrible, this unknowing feeling of whether or not MechJeb was actually going to ullage the engine or do any of this stuff appropriately. It was hair-pulling, I assure you. Okay, MechJeb did not ullage the engine, so we're going to abort node execution, ullage the engine, and just do this manually. There's a good light. Now we're moving. So, anybody want to take the over-under on whether or not we can actually pull this off? How about we turn SAS on? That would be a good first step, right? Alright, engine killed with 8.3 meters per second left in the tank. Oh, look at that apoapsis periapsis. 35.781 by 35.338. Well, I'm going to try to just round this out just a little bit more. Bring that periapsis up to bear. I mean, really just a few more 100 kilometers. Yeah, so I've decided to spare you the long sequence of me just holding the H key. You are welcome. Oh, it's almost there. Almost there. Come on. Stay on the node, dude. You'll be fine. Come on. Alright. RCS off. get rid of the node. We are very close as far as our orbital information. I'm just going to bring up, did we have an orbit info pane in here that would tell me all sorts of things I need to know? Maybe it's in vessel. Nope, not in vessel info. And I've also spared you this mandatory sequence of me looking through MechJeb windows rather fruitlessly. So you don't know where to find orbit info. Please let me know in the comments, as I am helpless without you. All in all, I'd say it's a pretty good show. We can leave our tanks locked, or unlocked, because we turned our CS off. We are charging our batteries in the daylight. That is fantastic. And we have good comms. So, fantastic. This should greatly aid any other automated systems coming out of Cape Canaveral. I'll take this. Looks pretty good to me. So, anyway, now we should probably go back to the map view and switch to the space shuttle, because we need to adjust their orbit and let them do their 10-day stay to fulfill the contract that paid for this whole stupid mess. Quick saving, map view. No, that's the EFT. Alright, we'll switch to that, whatever. Yep, there it is. And from the EFT, switch to. Alright, here we go. We should probably boot their solar panels, you know, just cause things and stuff, but we need to make an adjustment to their eccentricity. Basically, we're going to swing out to their apoapsis and raise it, the periapsis, just a bit to make their orbit less eccentric and thus fulfilling the contract. Add maneuver. So we'll just ooh, probably not quite that much. 276, that should get us within range. That's 32 meters per second. We got 625 in our OMS, which we should probably activate. We'll leave this one pinned. We do need to use that for deorbit and fuel to maintain stability all the way down, or at least through the first part of the atmosphere that sucks, or we don't have stability and such. Okay, hold on a second. What is this bright light shining on John Oliver? That's interesting. I kind of want to see. Oh, there's a light in here with him. Man, this is a tiny little space. What do you have down there? Experimental potato mash. All right then. Space potatoes. I think we've had enough with cursed little potatoes. Alright, 1 hour until node. Let's get this crew back on mission here. We should probably roll the spacecraft so we can put those solar panels anywhere near sunlight. How's our batteries looking? We have lots and lots and lots of battery. Oh yeah, we're good. Those RTGs are actually keeping us topped off, so I guess we don't need to worry about the solar panels after all. Alright, well, we're within 6 or so minutes, so we'll just follow a somewhat normal operating procedure here and close all the things. Why is this supposed to be a burn? How badly did I screw up this plot? Yeah, we're... I don't understand it, but I know what it's supposed to do, and we're relatively prograde, so it should help. Alright, engines are ullaged. Light them up. Shut one down because it's screwing with us. Alright, eccentricity is within tolerances, so we'll just kill it there. How does that work for you? Ha! Check the contract, make sure it's going to give us a green light on this. Orbit. 9 days, 23 hours to go, and then a land or splash down, and we will be all set. So we'll just kill that RCS system, preserve our fuel. 580 meters per second to go. Or remaining, I should say. I don't think we have any locked tanks. I typically don't keep locked tanks on these kinds of ships. What's our life support looking like? 14 days. We're going to spend 9 of it orbiting, so we'll be good. Everything will be good. They're a professional crew. I'm sure they've got it handled. So, anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So, until then, see you later.